In this video, I will start with a program I completed in an earlier video. This program makes water level measurements with a CS475A radar sensor every 15 minutes, and has the capability to retry failed measurements, and to calculate a new offset if there is a change in the stage reference. Now I want to create another version of this program that does all these same things, except it will use a different sensor to make the water level measurements. In this case, the measurements will be made with a LevelView 10 bubbler sensor. Since I will be modifying an existing program, this is a great time to demonstrate program versioning and commenting. Tracking program versions can save a lot of time when it is time to create a new program or modify an existing program. Also, commenting on code in the program can help others understand the program. First, I will rename and save the existing program so that I don't accidentally overwrite the existing program with this new modified program. I'll call this program Stage LevelView version 1.00 because I'm going to use a LevelView bubbler sensor in this program, and this is the first version of the new program. If I make minor changes to the program in the future, I might make the next version 1.01. And if I make a major change, like adding an additional sensor, I might call it version 2.0, and so on. Feel free to use any versioning scheme that works. At the top of a program, I usually start with the date so I can track any changes made to the program through time. I also add the name of the program author, and if someone else modifies the program, they can add their name and the date they made the modification. It's also a good idea to add wiring information when possible. Next, I will demonstrate how easy it can be to modify an existing program to use a different sensor. Both the radar sensor and the LevelView are SDI12 sensors, so all I need to do is change the public variable name and the size of the output array. I will rename the variable to LevelView, and increase the size of the array from 4 to 8. This is because the radar sensor has 4 outputs, but the LevelView has 8. I will also rename the aliases to LevelView 1 through 8 and change the names to match the outputs of the LevelView. Notice how CRBasic identified the duplicate alias declarations. I caused them when I copied then pasted the LevelView aliases to create variables 5 through 8. Since I have already changed the alias names, these errors can be ignored and will disappear the next time I compile the program. Now that I have the correct alias names for the LevelView, the only other thing I need to change is the destination variable in the SDI12 recorder instruction. I will change this variable array from SDI12 radar to LevelView. In this particular program, I don't need to change anything else because I'm only storing one sensor output, stage. If I were storing all of the sensor outputs, I would need to update a data table to store the additional outputs from the LevelView. Now I will go through the program and add some additional comments that will help others understand the program. It also reminds me what I have done when I review the program in the future. Comment on a variable helps me remember what the variable was created for, especially if several variables have a similar name. In this example, I am adding comments at the end of each line of code. If it works better, I could add the comments above each line instead. Adding a comment to a table reminds me why the table was inserted and what it is storing. Comments on a subroutine aid in understanding the purpose and functionality of the subroutine, which makes it easier to integrate it into new programs. Similarly, comments in the program make it easier to understand what the program is doing and help during troubleshooting or when modifying a program. This is a great example of revising an existing program to measure a different sensor and how to keep track of program modifications. Check back for new videos showing how to get more out of CRBasic programs.